Why won't the Orioles promote Coby Mayo? Let's discuss on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 on Saturday, July 27th. I am Frank Stampfl, joined by Scott White and the 5 prospects on the verge. Jasson Dominguez of the Yankees, Coby Mayo of the Orioles, Junior Caminero of the Rays, Jackson Jobe of the Tigers, and Jackson Holliday of the Orioles. Actually, a really interesting group, Scott. I know Dominguez is out on rehab, and the Yankees need all the help they can get right now.
Right.
We keep hearing that Coby Mayo is close to getting called up, yet he got passed over in favor of Connor Norby getting called up. Jackson Holliday has returned to playing the field. The Rays just traded away Randy Arozarena, so lots of happenings with this group.
Yeah, it really is a lot to talk about here because Jasson Dominguez, coming back from Tommy John surgery earlier this year, he was killing it in the minors, and there just was no room for him. But since he went down more recently with the strained oblique, Giancarlo Stanton's gone on the IL, and even more to the point, Alex Verdugo's fallen off. I think the Yankees would be happy to upgrade to Dominguez from Verdugo. Stanton, he might be back before Dominguez is. Dominguez hasn't actually returned to playing minor league games yet, and he'll need probably a couple weeks of them before the Yankees are ready to call him up. But the point is, he's not going to be blocked anymore, not unless Verdugo suddenly goes off. And Dominguez was great during his trial, 8-game trial last year, hit 4 home runs. So I think at a time when prospects are struggling to acclimate to the majors, the fact that Dominguez has already had some success makes him a pretty high priority stash, even knowing he still needs some rehabilitation time. The 2 Orioles here, Mayo and Holliday, of course, Jorge Mateo was just lost with the dislocated elbow, and so they already had an infield opening, but now they have 2. They called up Connor Norby to fill it for now, and he has good minor league numbers, but he's not as talented as those other 2. He doesn't hit the ball very hard at all. His power has to be to his pull side, and for a right-handed hitter at Camden Yards, that seems like a problem. I'm not sure it's going to work out for Connor Norby as good as his minor league numbers are, and he's probably just a placeholder until one of Mayo or Jackson Holliday is ready to take that spot. Mayo's been crushing it all year. His power is top of the scales, but I think there are some defensive concerns there that may be delaying his arrival. Jackson Holliday had his own concerns defensively in that he wasn't able to play the field for a while there because of an elbow injury. He was DHing instead, but he recently returned to second base and his hitting is picked up too. So the Orioles might be inclined to give him another chance. Maybe he makes it back before Mayo does. I would think not, but it seems like in the realm of possibility again. Junior Caminero, it's not just that they traded Randy Arozarena to the Rays, but they have an opening at third base now at Caminero's position because Isaac Paredes has moved over to first base to accommodate the loss of Yandy Diaz. He's away from the team for an unspecified period of time. Jose Caballero has been filling in at third base, but he's kind of fallen out of favor, or he had anyway, prior to this development. And so Caminero's not especially hot at AAA. He recently returned from injury himself, but I think if he gets rolling, it's pretty clear he's going to be up. Definitely time to stash him again. Jackson Jobe, this is kind of wishing and hoping here, given that he's barely pitched this year because of injury, but he's pitched really well when he has, would be making the leap from AA, which isn't unprecedented for a pitcher as talented as him. And I feel like we're at a time in baseball history where pitchers have an easier time acclimating than hitters. Mainly, though, the reason why I think it could happen for Jackson Jobe is the Tigers' rotation is just decimated right now. They've got 2 openings, and they're just going bullpen games twice through the rotation right now. And manager AJ Hinch, this is his quote, "Bullpen games are hard. I don't think this will be the configuration for too long." So he didn't say Jackson Jobe would come up, but Jack Flaherty's expected to be moved at the deadline. Tarek Skubal, there's been some rumors there. It's possible the Tigers' rotation gets decimated further. And if Jackson Jobe is proving to be too good for the minors, I think it's feasible they give him an audition. He has innings left in the tank because of all the time he's missed with injury this year.
Mm-hmm. And the 5 prospects on the periphery: Max Meyer of the Marlins, Dylan Cruz of the Nationals, Gary Gill Hill, who I can confirm is a real person, 80 grade name, love that, a starting pitcher with the Rays, Dylan Dingler of the Tigers, and Thomas Harrington of the Pirates. And if you want to find out about those names, you're going to have to go read about them because we are all out of time. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Odyssey app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we will be back again next week. Bye-bye.